how do we share the spaces which we have on our streets equitably amongst pedestrians, cyclists and motorists?
20 is plenty where people live, safer, greener, cheaper. It'll increase the value of our homes, it'll increase the number of people walking and cycling, it's safer, it's better quality of life. It doesn't have major effect on anybody's journey times.
20 is plenty for us. It's a name which we chose quite specifically. It's about really saying that within towns and streets where people live, that 20 mile an hour is plenty if they're in motor vehicles. People tell me that they go fast but they haven't hurt anybody. But speed really becomes greed when it stops people from walking or cycling on the streets where they call home. What we've been campaigning for is the idea of, rather than having isolated speed limits, which really benefit very few people, what we should do is make the 20 mile an hour speed limit for all residential roads.
Instead of someone driving into a next street that says 20, they think, well, it looks like my street. Why are these people any different from me? If it's a common policy within a whole city, then everyone knows the benefits from their own perception of their own street being a lower speed limit.
Because you live in a 20 mile an hour street yourself now, you're getting the advantage of lower noise, lower speeds of traffic, you're getting the advantage of your child being able to walk to school or cycle to school. So suddenly this becomes a big and good idea for us all. We've changed the mindset. When it comes to reducing speeds, we have to engage with the community, because it's them who have to modify their behaviour.
Over the past number of weeks there's been a trial run of the 20 miles an hour in our particular street, and myself and many of the residents have noticed a dramatic reduction in the speed of cars travelling. As a result of that, obviously we're feeling a lot safer on the streets.
It's really fun to ride our bike because a lot of cars don't come past.
What we found when we were talking to people was that around about 80% are in favour of it.
There have been many petitions put in now to the council for 20 mile an hour streets. I'm talking like 70, 80 petitions, and it's the single most petitioned issue in my town.
Warrington Cycle Campaign is about trying to get everybody to use their bikes when they want to do it. And the way that you've got to do that is to remove the fear. If you talk to all the kids, an awful lot of them are driven into school. And we've realised that a cycle campaign, it's not just about cycling. This is about how we're living our lives, and that's where going on to a 20 is plenty for us campaign just gets the whole thing together.
There are some good adverts which will actually show the differences in your ability to slow down and stop, right, and also the severity of impact if you're driving, say, 20 mile an hour instead of 40 miles an hour. In fact, at 40 miles an hour, you hit somebody, there's an 85% chance of killing them, whereas if you hit somebody at 20 miles an hour, then there's a 5% chance of that happening. So there's a huge trade-off there between the motor vehicle speed and the risk. Currently, we have about 3 million people who are living in local authorities who have either adopted a 20 mile an hour policy for all their residential streets, or in the process, and that really is growing all the time, and we'd expect it to accelerate with the new government guidelines and encouragement for such initiatives.
The government guidance on 20 mile an hour zones in the country changed. They could only be introduced specifically if there were humps, chicanes and other physical measures, which are obviously very expensive to do. In 2006, that guidance was relaxed a little bit, so local authorities were able, where they felt it appropriate, to go for what's called a 20 mile an hour area.
And 20 is plenty for us. We know it works, it reduces traffic speeds and it reduces collisions. It results in a better quality of life. It's an argument which we're winning, and also it's something which is actually coming up with really great results in our towns and cities.